Dontaesboxingnation, what's going on, guys? So some breaking news, according to ESPN, Terence Crawford has signed a contract to fight someone else other than Spence on December 10th. He's supposed to be fighting against Avanesyan, some power puncher who's knocked out his last 6 opponents, but he's not undefeated. Now, the good news is Spence and Terence Crawford, they are still in negotiations. Negotiations hasn't slowed down at all. Now, according to Terence Crawford, what happened is Al Haymon and Spence, they wanted to push the date out further to early next year. And Terence Crawford, he wanted to fight this year. He wanted to make sure he fought this year. So that's when he decided if they're trying to push the fight to next year, he wants to get in a stay busy fight while still negotiating the Spence fight. So it's not like the type of stuff that Ryan Garcia pulled 2 years ago when he told everybody he was going to fight Gervonta Tank Davis, right? Then out of nowhere, he announces he's fighting against Manny Pacquiao. That fight doesn't happen, and he still doesn't pursue the Gervonta Tank Davis fight. In fact, he ended up fighting 2 more C or D level opponents. This is not the case with Terence Crawford. This is not the case in this situation at all. Matter of fact, this is exactly what Terence Crawford had to say about the situation. Crawford says, "I'm excited about this opportunity. I was really looking forward to the Spence fight. I started communicating with Al Haymon and PBC in June, and unfortunately, they represent a fighter in Spence who didn't want the fight as bad as I did. I agreed to all of their BS, and they've been dragging their ass for months. Spence was nowhere to be found while I was trying to make the deal. I explained to Al Haymon and Spence that I'm going to fight before the end of the year. Avanesyan is a very tough task. He's knocked out his last 6 opponents, and this guy is dangerous. Once I'm successful against Avanesyan, my plan is still the same. Whoop Spence's ass." Now, while it's very clear that this fight is not going to do good numbers because of the anticipation of the fight that everyone wants to see, which is Spence versus Crawford, ESPN is also reporting that this will be Terence Crawford's biggest payday of his career. It's supposed to be an 8-figure payday for him to fight Avanesyan. It's a new promotional company named BLK Promotions. So if it's true he's getting an 8-figure payday for a stay busy fight, then it was a no-brainer for him to take it. And that also would suggest that Terence Crawford, he's not going to care how the numbers do in this fight because he's getting an 8-figure payday regardless, if that news is true. Now, Spence, he posted this before this report came out. He said, "Nigga been stalling for months. I could have fought in November. Been fighting at this weight for over a decade. This shit ain't easy or fun." So it sounds to me there's a very good chance that if Terence Crawford is going to take a stay busy fight, Spence is going to do the same thing. And if that is the case, there's a very good chance he could end up fighting against Keith Thurman or Stanionis, 2 PBC fighters, and those would be really, really good stay busy fights. Either one of those opponents. But of course, a Keith Thurman fight would be huge, especially when you're talking about using it as a setup to build the Terence Crawford fight. Let's see if it plays out that way. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Deki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to LODeki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.